Hi gardeners! Today I'm going to show you the best in-ground bed in my vegetable garden. It was an experiment that I created about 8 years ago, and it's worked out very well, and it seems to get better every year. The other beds in my garden are typical raised beds that are filled with various types of store-bought compost and garden soils, and they do quite well. But over the years, I've noticed that this in-ground bed seems to be a little more productive than the regular raised beds. And what's impressed me the most is that in this bed, the vegetables don't need to be watered as often. Even during droughts, this bed can go a few days longer without water than the raised beds. My native soil is just sand, which you can see here next to this bed. The sand doesn't hold nutrients or water for very long at all. And it's also infested with root knot nematodes, which feed on the roots of the plants and cause them to get sickly and die. So I never plant my crops straight into my native sandy soil. I modeled this bed after what's called a Hugelkultur bed, but I don't know if it technically qualifies as a real hugel bed because Hugelkultur beds are supposed to be a hill or a big mound of buried tree logs and branches. And mine isn't mounded very high, so what I have is probably more of like a hybrid of a hugel bed and a lasagna garden. To make this bed, I first dug a trench that was about 1.5 feet deep and about 3 feet wide, and then I filled the bottom of the trench with old logs and tree branches. And then on top of the logs, I piled all sorts of organic matter from around the yard, like grass clippings and fallen leaves and pine needles. And then I buried everything with a thin layer of the native sand that I had dug out. And after that, I just left it alone and let it settle for a while. And a few months later, someone had a load of horse manure that they needed to get rid of. So we dumped some of the horse manure and stall shavings on top of the pile too. I still didn't plant anything in it yet, and it rained on it a lot throughout that summer, so I think the organic matter started to break down a good bit by the fall. And after the pile had mellowed for probably at least 6 months, I added some finished compost and topsoil to the top and planted into that. Over the years, I've grown all sorts of vegetables in this bed, and everything's grown really well. But I think it's actually been getting better over time as more and more of the organic matter breaks down and releases nutrients into the soil. All of this organic matter absorbs and holds water much better than the native sand. I used to have it mounded higher, but as the wood and other organic matter starts to break down, it loses a lot of its mass and sinks down. So I've had to add more organic matter and compost every season to build it back up. But I've found that I actually prefer it not to be very much of a mound because when the soil is in a mound, I find that the water runs off of it too easily and doesn't soak in as well. So this same method is also a good way to fill up big planter boxes so that instead of having to spend a lot of money to fill a tall planter with soil, you can fill most of it with logs and other organic matter and then just put good garden soil or compost on the top, like 8 to 12 inches of the planter. Not only is this type of bed good for growing plants, but a side benefit is that it's also a great way to recycle yard waste. The only drawbacks to these type of beds that I can think of are that it can take some time for the organic matter to break down enough to plant into it, and also that after a while it starts to sink down and you have to add more to the top. But overall, there's many benefits to this type of garden bed, and I highly recommend it. So I hope this video has been helpful, and until next time, happy gardening!